We see and hear about violence erupting in some part of the world every day. It seems that war and violence have become woven into the fabric of our lives. At the same time, there are efforts being made all over the world to prevent violence and bring about peace, but we rarely hear about them. My name is Jamil Simon, and I'm a documentary filmmaker who's been working in peace and conflict resolution for the past 20 years. Usually I'm behind the camera, not in front of it, but I'm here to ask for your support to help us make a new documentary film called Fragile Island of Peace. Our film will tell the story of a unique and powerful peacemaking effort that brought an end to the civil war in the Central African nation of Burundi. I became passionate about telling this story when I first met Howard Wolpe in Geneva. Howard was an extraordinary man who had actually negotiated the treaty that brought an end to the civil war in Burundi. Howard was able to bring these warriors out of their battleground in the jungle to a neutral place to learn conflict resolution skills. From that moment, these military leaders made a decision to stop fighting and start a dialogue with each other. Burundi suffered from the same kind of ethnic violence that its neighbor Rwanda did. But in Burundi, something very different happened. And that's the story we want to tell.
Well, the history of Burundi is a tragic one. It starts dramatically in 1972 with a true genocide. 250,000 people met their deaths in that year. Millions and millions were displaced. And things never really stopped after that.
Those killings created a very bad atmosphere among Burundians. There was not confidence, there was not collaboration in the way the country was run. The situation was not good.
We put a lot of pressure on leaders to sign agreements. But there's no reason to think that the next day the leaders will see each other any differently than the day before, or that they're going to be any more prepared to address the causes that underlay their conflict in the first instance. We put together a 6-day workshop in Nairobi. These 37 commanders came from the battlefield directly into this workshop.
It was very, very difficult for those high officers to be in the same room, attending the same workshop. After having fighting on the ground, it was very, very challenging.
They all came in uniform, and they came with their guns. Every officer had a sidearm, and some of them had their AK-47s in the center. We had them leave the AK-47s at the door.
And we asked the participants to identify not their own self-interests, but the interests of the other side.
What we were trying to do was transform people in the way they thought about each other, the way they could possibly work together.
Those who got the opportunity to attend those workshops learned to face not the persons, but the problems.
kuko amahoro azana abantu nitwe tuba mu Burundi, amahoro atinde tuteza kuyarondera kuko ahungabanye ntitwe tuyahungabanye.
I think the only thing we need is just to try always to have a vision of what we would like Burundi to be.
We are completely ready to begin filming. All we need are the funds to get started. I'll be going to Burundi with my partner Liz McClintock, who has lived and worked in Burundi on and off since 1998. Through Liz and the project director Fabianensi Gimana, we'll have great access to leaders at all levels. The news media rarely covers stories about peace building like this one, but with your generous support, we'll be able to tell this story. If you believe that peace is possible, then help us change the conversation from our focus on war and violence to looking closely at peaceful alternatives. I hope you join us on this journey, and I want to thank you in advance for your generous support in helping us tell this remarkable story.